You walk into a room you've never been in, and for half a second you know you've been there before. The conversation happening feels like a rerun. And then, just as fast as it arrived, it's gone and you're left standing there thinking, wait, what was that? That's déjà vu, French for already seen. And here's the first surprising thing about it. It's not rare at all. Somewhere around 2 out of every 3 people experience it, some people constantly, some barely ever. Which is strange because for most of history, science mostly ignored it. It's impossible to trigger on demand, it lasts maybe 2 seconds and there's no warning before it hits. Try studying something like that in a lab. For a long time, that gap got filled with, let's say, creative explanations, a glimpse of a past life, a crossed wire in the simulation, a psychic flash of the future, all fun. None of it holds up. The real explanation turns out to be less mystical, but honestly just as interesting. Here's the leading idea. Déjà vu is what happens when your brain recognizes something without remembering it. Your memory doesn't just store exact copies of moments, it stores patterns. The layout of a room, the rhythm of a conversation, the angle of light through a window. So imagine you walk into a new coffee shop and its layout: counter on the left, window seating on the right. That specific dim lighting closely matches some coffee shop you sat in years ago, one you don't consciously remember at all. Your brain picks up on the pattern match. It flags, this is familiar. But it can't locate the actual memory the familiarity is coming from. You get the feeling of recognition with none of the content. That mismatch, familiar, but from nowhere, is what déjà vu feels like from the inside. There's a second theory that points somewhere even more specific. Your hippocampus, the brain region that checks new experiences against old memories. Normally, it runs that check instantly, so smoothly you never notice it happening. Occasionally, though, it seems to misfire, sending out a match-found signal even when there isn't a real match underneath it. Not a memory. A false alarm. Your brain's version of a smoke detector going off because of steam, not fire. And here's a detail that supports this. Déjà vu happens far more often when you're tired, stressed, or your brain is just generally overloaded. Exactly the conditions where a detection system is most likely to misfire. It's also far more common in your teens and 20s, and gets noticeably rarer as you age. If déjà vu were some mystical glitch in the universe, there's no reason it should care how old you are or how much sleep you got. But if it's a memory system doing pattern matching, that lines up perfectly. Younger brains are laying down memories fast and rapidly cross-referencing them, which means more chances for a false positive familiarity signal to slip through. So the eerie feeling isn't a crack in reality. It's the opposite, really. It's proof your memory system is working, running constant background checks on everything you experience, comparing it to a lifetime of stored patterns. Once in a while, it just gets a little overeager and flags a match that isn't really there, which honestly makes it less spooky and kind of sweet if you think about it. Somewhere in your head, a system has been quietly watching your back this whole time, checking every room you walk into against everything you've ever seen, and every so often, it gets a little too enthusiastic about its job. So next time it hits, that half second of wait, I've done this before, you'll know what's actually happening behind it. And now what? You'll probably forget this explanation the next time it happens, and then, for half a second, that might feel familiar too.